Hello, everybody. My name is Jonas or Jonas Wolf, and it's a pleasure to be here. I am asked to tell you all that this session is being recorded. So if anybody does not want to be recorded, you have the option to turn your cameras off. Beside that, yes. Beside that, of course, if you're not speaking, asking everybody to mute themselves. If it's a peaceful environment, of course, no need. If there's no background noise, we're a small group today, which is beautiful. So we have a lot of time for Q&A later. Just 10 seconds about myself. I'm from Germany and have spent the last 5 years in China, before time in US. And I'm very passionate about startups and to help people evolve in the way we are working. And I focus on startups because I think it's easier to work with founders and make that change happen faster, have more buy-in. And we are thrilled to have our 4 amazing speakers from Japan. And it's 4 introductions. So I didn't memorize them by heart. I need to go back to my notes here. And I'm thrilled to introduce you guys one by one. First of all, you probably have seen the image in the Teal promotion of Shiro Yoshihara. Shiro is the co-founder and CEO of Natural Organizations Lab, NOL, an advisory company of private Yunkan field for self-sufficiently and management for self-organization based on the common experience of Yunkan field. Yunkan is a Japanese character meaning natural flow from interactions of all lives in nature. And we'll be sharing a link also to the published book to you guys later. And next introduction is for Yuko Yoshihara. Yuko is a co-founder and CEO of NOL, as introduced, and the source of the initiative of Yunkan Field. There are 25 Yunkan fields and 1 Yunkan village. In Yunkan village, she's starting to do empirical research about Soulcoin. And I'm personally very excited to learn more about this initiative. And I think, of course, the field situation is very interesting. And yeah, I think lots to learn for societies and places around the world. And our next 2 speakers here are Yumi Fukushima, is facilitator for personal, organizational, and societal transformation. And also, I love the side comment. Oh, social, sorry, yes, my typo, my apologies. And I love the comment that you said you have 2 veggie fields. This is amazing. And also started the initiative in Facebook, a Facebook group called Club SDGs, which reached great popularity by now and has a lot of members. Maybe we can also share a link in the chat for anybody here right now or those watching the recording later. And last introduction is our friend here, Toshiko Yokoyama. Yeah. And I hope I pronounce all your beautiful names right, because in German we say Jonas, but most people say Jonas, right? And it's okay. If I pronounce something wrong, please correct me later. And background is psychologist. And the work you're doing is systems awareness consulting, also a very impactful, important field. And it's all around organization and human resource development based on the concepts of natural flow and purpose. And that is very much what Teal is about. And I think I talked enough here for the last 3.5 minutes. So I'm very, very excited to have you guys get started. Anytime. And also, we only have a few people here right now. I love to hear from you guys in the chat while we're getting started with the PPT. Where's everybody from? Feel free to share a small introduction in the group chat so we know what everybody's doing. And after the sharing of Yunkan field and all that you guys are working on, I'm sure we can have a very in-depth conversation.
Thank you, Dennis.
My pleasure to host you guys.
Thank you. So shall we start?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's open the slide, okay? Okay, Shiro, can you start at first?
Yes, please. Share screen,
Yes.
please.
Oh, sorry. I totally made a mistake. Okay.
Okay.
We can see the slides. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening and good afternoon, good morning. So we are Team Soil from Japan. I'm Shiro, and now we share with you a possibility of new currency in the Teal perspective. We named it soil coin to include living soil. That's a category of Teal in society. Next, please. Okay, at first, I just share our background as an introduction. So we have many years of experience of applied practice of the Teal organization. We named it Junkan management. That is based on Junkan field. So yeah, that is written on the book of TATW2022. And I just shared a simple definition and image of Junkan. And next slide from Yuko, share with us about Junkan. So Junkan is a Japanese character meaning natural flow from interactions of all lives in nature. Yeah, you can see the picture of tomato, beautiful tomato, and the ladybug. Yeah, ladybug enjoys its life on the vegetables. Yeah, so in Junkan, we focus not only focus on the people perspective, but also tomato, vegetables, and the soil perspective, and the insect perspective, and also microorganism perspective. Okay, these all perspectives will be very important in the Junkan for understanding Junkan. In Junkan management, we enjoy our Junkan field life. Sometimes we dig the soil and pick the vegetables and enjoy the harvest and observe the ladybugs, something like that. So we all learn from nature on daily basis. Daily basis is a key point of realized Junkan management. So through Junkan management, based on Junkan field, we can develop Teal organization, not only from our mind, but also from our body and heart, from the nature. So we continued this kind of activity for 5 or 6 years already. And gradually business also run in the Teal perspective. For example, that it's a change of our relationship between the client. So before, our relationship between consultancy and client, but now to the new relationship of collaborating company for creating Junkan field and the Junkan village. Yeah, through Junkan field and Junkan village, so we have created a lot of living soil in Japan, and also the picture in the Greece, in the Greece and Rhodos Island. We have a workshop, the connection between Junkan field and Teal organization, 2016. Okay, next. So we changed our organization and business in the Teal perspective. But however, we still use a legal currency. Yeah, and dollar and euro. So our question is, can we design a new coin as a support to improve living soil, based on Junkan? And also, how such a new coin affect our body and heart? Yeah, this is a unique point from our initiative. So that's the moment soil coin was born from our team soil. So that's a birth of new currency in the Teal perspective. Okay, that is the introduction. So next. Yeah, today we will show you soil coin from the 4 steps. And the core concept of soil coin is a center, life force of soil based on Junkan. Okay, so from first point, Yuko, what does Junkan mean? Yeah, Junkan is Japanese character. So we tried our best to tell you what a Junkan is. And also what is living soil? And the second part from Yumi, what the shapes have the living soil given to us? And the third point, yeah, that's a very unique point. how the living soil affect our body and mind from Toko. And the fourth point is, can we design soil coin as a support to improve living soil? Yeah, I will show you the simple operational image of soil coin. Okay, next, please. Yes, from first one, please, Yuko.
Yes, thank you, Shiro. Click, please. Okay, what we mean by junkan is the natural flow from interactions of all lives in nature. These photos shows a life of tomatoes in my junkan field. I hope this will help you get a sense of junkan. Tomato sprouts here and grows, bears fruits, falls into the soil, and eaten by insects and microbes, and returns to the soil to feed new lives. In this way, it will transform into what we call living soil. This living soil nurtures the next generations of tomato or other vegetables to sprout, grow, and so on. As you know, the junkan can happen in the planters in your balcony. Okay, click please. Okay. In fact, human being is a part of junkan. People eat vegetables to sustain their lives. Our excrement and carcasses decompose and return to the soil to nurture living soil. Living soil is actually made up of clusters of soil of various sizes and the spaces between them or niches. The niches and soil clusters are connected to by plant root and mycelium. Okay, please. Next, please. Okay. In a living soil, water and air constantly moving. The living soil is generated in junkan, namely the cycle of living and dying of organisms. Here, let me explain the difference between living soil and non-living soil. Living soil has water and air circulation through it. It is covered with fallen leaves and grasses. A variety of plants and soil organisms, including microorganisms, live there. And people feel good when they are on the living soil. In the non-living soil, water and air are stagnant. Usually, it is covered with asphalt. There are few plants and soil organisms that can live there. And people feel uncomfortable when they are on the non-living soil. So there is a clear difference between living soil and non-living soil. Thank you. Click please.
Okay, thank you, Yuko. Next, second part about shapes from Yumi. Yumi, please.
Thank you, Yuko and Shiro. Hi, everyone. I'm Yumi, and it's my great pleasure, our great pleasure to be able to share our activity and our crazy idea with you. And I'd like to share with you about this activity, working to enhance, empower life force in soil, actually gave us some activities and meetings, and it gave us a shape to how to live. So please go to the next slide. So I joined this junkan group about maybe 3 years ago. My intent was very selfish, reviving soil in my garden. My condo, small garden, is in the reclaimed land, which has a lot of sand in that, not good for vegetable growing. So I wanted to grow my vegetable. So I joined junkan and I asked Yuko and Shiro to help me, teach me. And what happened is, click please, twice click. So I'm the 4th junkan field in Japan. And click please. And as soon as I joined that, they came to my garden and make everything junkan field. So they made a 2 layer of field, which I grow vegetable. And this is one shape. And my selfish intention was rewarded with cooperation and generosity with other people. And next click, please. And other people started to join Junkan. As we have more members, we started to have a Junkan Festival, which is a semi-annual, every 6 months gathering. And we exchange our learnings, and we exchange our failures, and sometimes we exchange seeds from our gardens. And next, please.
Oh, what's happening?
And more people joined. And suddenly, Yuko declared, this is our new commitment initiative. Let's have 10 billion people who plant leeks. So she expanded, and more people joined us, and they actually have a fields. And the last one, number 16, which actually we have more added field, but 16 is a kind of remarkable one because this is now functioning as a headquarter field in Okayama Prefecture. And this is our experiment there in agriculture, making soil. And we, Yuko and Shiro, and with other people made a circle field. It looks like a polka dot from the sky. Next, please. And while we are doing that, we developed a soil workshop, and we started to study group of Teal book. And we are now reading, working with source, one of the Teal author, Tom Nixon. And 6:30 in the morning every week, we got together online and read this book and share opinion. And then we got a crazy idea of soil coin. And so we are doing now experiment and start implementing it, small prototype. Soil coin currency exclusively for reviving life force of soil, not for accumulating wealth. Next slide, please. So next slide shows what those 16 fields look like. It's scattered many different places in Japan, from Hokkaido, Northern Island, to Okinawa and the Yakushima Islands. And number 4, this is my field. And next slide, please. Oh, this is the end. Thank you very much. So those are the shapes given by our activity to enhance life, source of life force in soil. Thank you.
Thank you, Yumi. Third part from Toko about how the living soil affect our body and mind. That's a very unique point of our initiative. Toko, please.
Okay. Thank you, Shiro, and hello, everyone. I'm Toko, and who is the kind of initiative of the I don't know, kind of the source of this soil coin. I don't know about that today, but here, actually, my background is a psychologist, as Jonas introduced, and at this part, I'd like to tell you the philosophy which support the Junkan life in community with soil. Actually, the basic idea of system awareness, which I create, is from my teacher, Arnold Mindell, who is the founder of the process work and also a theoretical physicist. He's somehow a strange guy, and he was once a Jungian therapist. So that's why I'm started from here, Jungian psychology, because it's the very beginning of all what I talk from now. The basic, sorry, and actually whole psyche, it consists of conscious and unconscious, yes. And unconscious compensate for conscious. This is a very important part, becoming aware of unconscious part to include it into conscious part leads us closer to our own wholeness. Oh no, please, the own wholeness. And the unconscious consists of two parts. One part is individual unconscious and another is a collective unconscious. And this is also a very important part. Actually, human being cannot perceive the collective parts directly. So, and next one is a systematic awareness idea. Actually, my teacher, Arnold Mindell, said that the natural flow of universe, that never stops is there at the beginning of the world, though we can never perceive it. And the moment of flow called source, actually, this is the source. And the source is the point where every phenomenon in this world come up from invisible potential space beneath the world. Source is life itself for all sentient beings, not only human beings, but animals, vegetables, germs, worms, whatever. Oh, sorry, whatever. But the end source also tells us what wants to manifest itself through one's life, an organization, a society, and the world. Yeah, a moment of flow, and actually, everything starts from the source, and it is divided into each individual, each organization, or a society. So I use the image of individuals in this picture. And here's the word of essence. It means just after phenomena begins from materialize is a word of oneness. It's not yet divided into each individuals, but and next phase is dreamland, we call. This is the phase after things are materialized, and it is called, this is the world of diversity. And at last, finally, a daily world called consensus reality showed up. This is the three phases of consciousness, I think. And this is a very fantastic moment. And here's the collective unconscious. Here. And even within the phase of oneness, the collective unconscious is the very early stage immediately after things begin to emerge from the source. We cannot perceive it, as I said before, but empty with full of potential. Yeah. And then here's the source of individual, and who is waiting for info from the source to sense one's root. At the edge of empty space, actually individual source awaits Junkan with source. Can you see that? Actually, essentially, we have no majority and no minority. All individuals are niche, like germs networking in the soil to live together. As Yuko said at first, what happens on the ground in soil is a model of how we should be. But the space between the source and the source of the individual seems like an empty hollow because it is imperceptible to humans. Then, how can we perceive the junkan between imperceptible source and the individual source? Actually, key is a body. Yeah. Only when we are open enough to the body sensation, the wisdom of our body let us sense the junkan between the source and the source of the individual. Yeah, next one. Actually, the emptiness of collective unconscious is often perceived as a truly empty when we lose our body sensation to get in touch with the source. People who lose their own sense of body and source can't live real themselves, can't follow their own true internal motive, but external motive. Yuko said, non-living soul is not based in Junkan. Do you remember? Yes, non-living life is not based on source. Yeah. And the mindfulness, Zen meditation, etc., whatever, are some methods to sense it. And earth-based psychology, earth-based meditation, it's one of the process work method also works very well. And I often use this a lot. And what is an earth-based meditation is that it's very simple. And just imagine you are there where you want to go at that moment and just feel the energy of the earth beneath your feet in your imagination. Actually, this works very well, and people often come back with much deeper awareness than before experiencing this. But once people get in touch with the real soil, they often spontaneously start to sense the source with its junkan much easier than other ways, even than earth-based meditation, I mean. Actually, the face of the people after experiencing earth without any meditation turns so vivid. After cultivating my vegetable field together, we can talk each other as our true selves, even if we've never met before. The richer the soil, the more people regain their natural selves. The more I connected with the soil, the more I can trust the wisdom of my body. Why? This was the so long question for me, but one day I encountered with a lovely book called The Hidden Half of Nature. One of the author David Montgomery, is a geologist, and he has a very scientific eyes of the book, but this book says that, but no matter the location, there is one thing that every place in Earth has in common. Soil is a two-way conduit through which the below ground world that we can't see and don't know very well flows into our familiar everyday world above ground. Isn't it beautiful? I'm so touched these sentences, and I got, wow, that's it. This is the sense of at that moment. Yeah, soil can be an accessible gateway to the empty with full of potential. Soil may stimulate us to be open to the wisdom of the body. A kind of magic, soil magic. I feel like our body magic and soil is really connected, I think. So finally, I find the soil and serious vertical life. Vertical junkan, it's about a life junkan. Then how can I ensure the horizontal junkan? That is very important for us because it's about the community. Actually, for more than a decade, I have been holding the view that the capital consists of at least three components. One is economic, and the second is the social, and third is natural. These three capitals are very important for us. And also, I've been thinking, and here's the vertical junkan, and I also was thinking that money is essentially a tool to junkan through the diverse world and create horizontal connections of life, right? I've been keeping this question more than 10 years. And, but here is the soil now. And I have this question. Isn't it possible to create a monetary system that allows for horizontal junkan where the soil lives and its energy travels around the world, compensating for social and natural capital? This is my question. And I got, isn't it a soil coin? Could it be a soil coin? Actually, this is the theory and the story behind the birth of soil coin. Thank you for listening my part. Okay. The next one is the Shiro's part, basically.
There's a mic.
Sorry, next, the 4 steps from Yumi and me. Can we design soil coin as a support to improve living soil? Okay, next. Okay, yeah, that is an image of soil. And yeah,
beautiful. Okay.
All right, here comes back again. So let me share how we started. So Toko is a source of the idea of soil coin. Let's create a currency for us. And at that time, I was not so interested in that. But as we keep discussing about this and the possibility of that, and maybe need in the world right now, I started to be really present to the possibility of that. So let me share that with you. Next slide, please. So soil, life force standard coin. That is what we discovered in the middle of our discussion. Now the currency is used to be a gold standard. Now we think life force in the soil can be a standard for our coin. And this coin is to protecting life force in soil. And what we are up to, next please. And next, please. What we are up to is to invent the soil-based coin system. And the purpose is to empower life force in soil and to empower people who empower life force in soil. And namely, it's to support Junkan. Junkan is an interaction of life. And we are part of the Junkan. So we are empowering soil power and we are empowering us too at the same time. Next, please. And this soil coin is not for acquisition or accumulate wealth and causing disparity that the normal coin or currency is creating right now. We are not making currency wrong. And how we use and design infrastructure to use a coin or currency is not working for the society right now. And so soil coin is for circulation of life force to infinity. Next, please. And so that is a general idea when we start developing idea of soil coin. And the question we are still exploring and experimenting are those. A definition of life force of soil, how to measure it, and what does it look like? We need to be able to explain that to people. And what do you give and get through the soil coin? There are a lot of questions there. And who can issue the soil coin, and when they do that, and how they do it? And how do you share it with people? So we start using the soil coin among 4 of us, and we are now expanding it to the people, but how far we are going to expand that, and how long the coin lives. So this coin doesn't stay. It's gonna be decayed and rotten and depreciated. That's the point of soil coin. And do we want to connect soil coin with statutory currency? If so, how and when? And other lot of expansion and possibilities connect, like, next click, please. So soil coin can be connected to CO2 absorption to the soil, maybe water holding power capacity of the soil, or nitrogen fixation. So all those possibilities, but we are now starting very small as a prototype and experimenting. Shiro, please.
Okay, I will share with you 3 features of soil coin. First one is, any soil members who feel resonance with living soil can issue soil coin for initiative to increase living soil. For example, Junkan field, Junkan planter, Junkan compost, etc. So second point is gradually more and more people will grow vegetables and food in a Junkan way. The third point is, it's a soil coin, so return to the soil. So there is no point in saving as soil coin depreciates over time and no interest. Yes, there are 3 features of soil coin. Next, I will share with you about the soil coin experimental operation image. So one example of soil coin's initiative is Junkan field, creating Junkan field. And right side, there are a lot of soil members who feel resonance with the living soil. And anyone have an opportunity to become a source person of the initiative. In this case, we called source person as a starter of initiative. So source person have opportunity to have a dialogue, purpose dialogue based on Junkan perspective with soil coin issuing entity. Now, Toko, Yumi, Yuko, and Shiro are member of soil coin issuing entity. We have a purpose dialogue with a candidate source person. And after the dialogue, so we issue soil coin. The issuing entity issue soil coin. So a source person now is ready to start her initiative, in this case, Junkan field. Oh, SoilCoin, by the way, SoilCoin powered by a Peacecoin organization, Peacecoin, okay. So she, as a source person, now ready to start the initiative. Maybe her first step will be having a Zoom conversation with soil members. So at first, she, as a source person, invites other soil members to participate in her initiative. And soil members who have an interest about that can participate the conversation on the Zoom. And after the participation, she, as a source person, sends SoilCoin to the participants as a way of expressing her gratitude. Yeah, that is an iterative process before completing her initiative. Okay, that is one aspect of SoilCoin. And the second aspect is about here, Soil Commons platform market. So it is a exchange market like that. So at first, a source person puts the surplus from the Junkan field in the Soil Commons platform as a gift. For example, self-seeding seeds and compost and the harvested vegetables, rice and fruits, etc. And also wisdom and knowledge. And soil members can use SoilCoin to get something from Soil Commons platform for their own initiative, or for their own Junkan initiative, moving forward with gratitude. That is a exchange process from gift to gratitude. Okay, that is the second aspect of SoilCoin. And the last one, if the newcomer would like to join the soil members, SoilCoin issuing entity have a purpose dialogue with new members based on the Junkan perspective. Yeah, that is a simple process of using SoilCoin. Okay, next please. And that's the usage of SoilCoin. Now we are our experimentation process. So phase one, that's focusing on the Yuko's one initiative. So to issue SoilCoin for Okayama Junkan Polka Dot Village initiative by Yuko. Yuko is a source person. To use SoilCoin among soil members who have interested in Yuko's Junkan Polka Dot Village initiative. Yuko sends SoilCoin to express her gratitude for soil members' unpaid work. For example, have created a Junkan field and Junkan planter, have improved the soil environment. Yeah, that's the second picture. Now we are improving the soil, the middle of the picture, yes. And also have created compost, etc. Yes, that's a phase one. And phase two and beyond is we will expand the initiative. So not only just the Junkan field in Okayama, but the virgin forest in Yakushima. Yakushima is a south area in Japan. And the second is indirect soil vitality enhancement activities. Possibility of hybrid use of SoilCoin with existing legal currency to pay for the workshop on knowledge and measures on natural environment, events, interpretation, waste management, or for building Junkan house, etc. like this. And third one is to explore the possibility of using SoilCoin for the creation of urban regional cycles and soil enrichment and migration support to areas with fields. Example, Doshi village. Yeah, Toko used to live in Doshi village. Okay, that is our vision of usage of SoilCoin. Next. Yep. We shared with you SoilCoin process. And the next slide is the last slide. Is please.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Next slide, yeah, there are Teal conference. So I share the last one, a connection between SoilCoin and 3 breakthroughs of Teal in society. As I told you, SoilCoin contribute to the realization of a Teal society, which include through SoilCoin, which includes living soil. And there are 3 perspectives of Teal: wholeness, evolutionary purpose, and self-management. From the wholeness, SoilCoin can raise awareness of the importance of living soil and expanding wholeness to soil and earth more and more. And the evolutionary purpose, we can easily listen to and feel the voice of soil and earth more and more in the daily basis, because we live with living soil, we live with Junkan field. Okay, and self-management, it's a decentralized issuing process that anyone, so any soil members field resonance with living soil can issue soil coin based on Junkan perspective and dialogue. We don't need a central bank. Okay, so that is a connection between soil coin and 3 breakthrough. Okay, next.
Yeah, this is the whole presentation we would like to share with you, and thank you for listening to us so far. And actually, at first, I'd like to say what we want all of you to know most is actually the soil coin is not just a coin for the coin to exchange. It's Junkan with living energy of soil. When we hurt, when we are so sad, when the world is so split up like right now, we can go back to the soil. We can reinvent the world of diversity without separation through the soil. This is what we want to say to you, actually. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you very much.
Wow, I have to say thank you guys. That is amazing. Really, really, really beautiful to see and hear. And I think we have still about 20 minutes time for any questions. Karen, I see your thumbs up. Great to see. We have Christian on here as well. Myself, I've taken here old school 2 pages of notes, and certainly learned a lot. Actually, one of my biggest struggle in life is living in Beijing, and it's I grew up in a very small village in Germany with like 3,000 people. And I grew up running around barefoot, playground, and jump across a small, like, mini creek or river, right? There was forest around, right? And now when I get chance to go hiking, I always take off my hiking boots and try to walk barefoot, right? And but even that, right? I think you can feel the difference between a soil in a remote mountain or forest, or if it's the soil in big city like Beijing, right, with 24 million people or something like that. And so for sure, a lot of power, right? And I was actually lucky. I listened to your presentation last year at the Teal Around the World conference, and it's also great to see the development, how the movement is growing, and the introduction of soil coin. But before I voice my own questions, I love to hear Christian, Karen. Are there any questions from your side? And we also have Audrey Wang here. Nice to have you, Audrey.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So I joined late.
Thank you.
No problem. If you have any questions or anything about you missed in the beginning, feel free to ask. It's been very, very interesting and inspiring. All right, and I think we don't need to use Mentimeter. We're such small groups, so we can just ask our questions here. Unmute yourself, or if you prefer, put the question into the chat. And if people need another minute to sort out their questions, their comments, feel free to do so. I can start with my own question.
Yeah.
Christian, please.
I was wondering, so before you guys started this work, were you already into gardening and etc., or do you have a background in agriculture? Or is this something that came, as you were doing the work?
Actually, in case of me, no. This is the very first moment I started.
Yeah. In case also no, I live in my childhood in the apartment store. So for 7 years ago, my wife Yuko just started the private farming.
I will translate Yuko if you want to speak in Japanese.
ゆりさん、ありがとうございます。はい。
So she's a source person, so I want to have her to share about how she started this.
And thank you for translating for us as well. I'm struggling with Chinese already, so Japanese is another level.
Yuko, go ahead.
OK。ありがとうござ
日
います。
本語でいいよ。
はい。初めてその、今まで全くその脳の経験がない人でも、プランターから始めることで、経験がどんどん積み上がっていくので、すごく小さなことから始めれます。
で、ゆうこさん、この前ね、ここにいる人たちは、もともと農業の背景があった人なのかっていう質問なので、ゆうこさんがまずどう出会ったかっていうのを言ってあげたらいいと思うのね。So, Yuko now said, anybody can start touching and supporting soil power by now, and she's going to explain how she started that. どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。私自身は全く脳の経験がなくて、自分で小さなスペースを借りる小さなプランターをするところから始めました。
I also started without knowing anything about agriculture or gardening, but I just started from having a small planter.
で、その小さなプランターをして、その後少し、畑を借りたんですけども、そこでやっぱ見ていくと命の循環があるっていうことに気づいて、そこからのめり込んでいきました。
And after that, Shiro and I rented a small field outside, which we have a rice vegetable field. And I found it so inspiring because we felt the power of the soil. And, I really got to jump into the world of this soil.
で、雨水のみで野菜が自然と育っていくのにすごくびっくりして、自分の今までの常識が覆されました。
Now, I had an image. I used to have an image of the gardening or vegetable growing. You put soil and you put fertilizer, you put lots of water every day. However, I discovered in my field, with just raindrops, a vegetable and other plants can grow.
で、畑というよりは森という感じで自然と育っていくんです。
So it doesn't look like a field, it looks like a forest, and they grow naturally, organically.
以上です。
So, yeah, did I answer to your question?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, it's so great to see how, you start little and then the passion and, and we see what came from it. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. 小さく始めて、そこから情熱を感じるようになって、そこから始まっていったっていうのは本当素晴らしいと思いました。
Thank you, Christian. Thank you. Thank you for your question.
I think we actually have a lot of takeaway here, right? Because it's like we can see like the small seed or something organically grow from soil, right? I think it's same with our organizations or maybe even many aspects of life, right? It starts so small, right? Like I said before in introduction, I work mainly with startups, right? Mainly it's 1-2 people, right? It's one idea, right? And then if we persistent and stick with it, right, it can evolve into like a bigger movement, right? And it's about staying with it, right? Like now you have so many garden and people who operate by the Junkan principle, right? And like you said, it's about making this small change, right? Or even here in the city, right? We in our living room not even have any windows. And so for the plant in our living room, we need to always put on a light during daytime. But then we also bought some organic soil and you can see how the plant is transforming, right? Or sometimes we take the plant in the living room without windows because it's this type of old house design. We take to the bedroom where we have windows, right? And we can see how the plant is changing, right? So even in the city, we have this possibility, right? I think it's really, really interesting. Any other questions? I can ask one question. I'm curious. Again, maybe I'm here because I'm living in the city, right? And many of us, of course, live in apartment and whatever. Do you recommend any? There's more and more companies who do like city composting, right? Do you recommend any company or brand for city apartment composting, or do you recommend just to do it on your own, like naturally and just so to say, let things rot and accept maybe the smell, or any suggestions there?
Yep, thank you, Jonas. Actually, Toko already started the planter on her top of the apartment store. So we recommend any small organization and any small city also to start composting. Also, not only just a planter, but also composting also. So what do you think, Toko, Yumi?
Yeah, actually, I think I can do it. And actually, I mainly live in the center of big city, Tokyo. I know, you know, and there's all concrete and cement is there, and it is very difficult to find the soil around here. But I have some planter on the balcony, on my balcony, and I also have a big box. This big box on the plant in my balcony too, and I put the soil and how do I say it? The garbage after the cooking, and how do you say komenuka in English? Yumi, do you know that?
Rice bran.
And some kind of sumiwa.
You just put everything together on the balcony,
right,
like in
balcony,
like a box or
box,
so.
and just keep it in one. And in case of me, I put I cover that because it's smelling some way, but it's very quickly turns to the very, rich soil, and we can add it into the planter. And another idea is put open the hole with a driver, and actually this is where Shiro is Shiro is good at doing this. So can you explain this way of enrich the soil?
Okay, so if you enjoy the small planter, so it's better for planter to breathing in, breathe out. So they need some hole. So we just use a minus driver digging like this hole, so 30 centimeter, and in the hole, so we put old leaves or something compost to put the hole, to put them into the hole. So after that, the whole gradually breathe in, breathe out. So planter also can breathe in, breathe out. So it's similar to the garden or on the field. So
very nice.
That's a good technique. So just put the plant. That's not only just putting the planter, but also digging the small hole and putting the compost to the hole. Yeah.
Very nice.
Traditional technique. Thank you.
Wonderful. We have about 5-6 more minutes. I also want to ask a more technical question about the coin. So how does the coin actually work? Is it based on actual like something like a blockchain technology? Because also in the Teal conversation yesterday, more people asked about this topic now with NFT very hot, right? Like a blockchain and a DAO organization. How can this be used also in Teal organization? So is your coin, or you said your coin is based on the Peace coin, right? Is that actually, because I'm not familiar with Peace coin, is that a blockchain based coin, or how does it work?
Yes, now Peace coin will be designed by blockchain also. Now is a very fundamental process. They don't use a complex blockchain technology, but in the future they organize the coin system by using blockchain technology. The Peace coin CEO of Peace coin organization live in Estonia, European country, Estonia. So yeah, so answer is yes. So to to keep yes, answer is yes. Okay.
Okay, very interesting, right? Because it also like is of one of those hot words, right? The trending words, NFT, blockchain, right? And I think often like there is discrepancy, right? Like I think now is in the very advanced societies, like in my opinion, I never visit Japan, but all I hear and read is that Japan very advanced society, right? And I think before maybe a lot of people like look down on farmers, right? But I think in advanced society now is changing, and also the, let's say, evolved city people, no matter psychologist or lawyer or business owner, right? A lot of people are craving nature, right? And want to get back to this, right? And so I think it's actually using this new technology and interest in coin can be very interesting to also balance society and balance the value, and maybe also give back from a city to like a people in the who choose to be on the village or mountain, right? And because it is needed, right? Because we have so much asphalt and streets and big building, right? Like Tokyo, even bigger than Beijing, right? So yeah, I'm really curious how that evolved, and also what your plan is to expand it. And in blockchain, right, it's called token economics. I'm not expert in the field, but I'm curious to learn, right? How can you build a token economic and like you said, have the exchange to you know, Japanese yen, normal legal tender, legal currency, right? And of course, I also like the idea a lot how you use the soil coin for your own workshops and training. So I think really very impressive advancement since last year, and wow, really excited to see this growing and learn more from you guys in the future. When people want to learn more and stay up to date, how can we learn more? Is it through your website, through your blog, or how can we learn more about the development?
Okay, thank you, Jonas. After this workshop, we will share our presentation to the world also. And thank you, you have a lot of questions, you have a lot of big collection. So our focus is soil coin, focus on improve the number of people who grow vegetables naturally or organically. Not just, ゆみさん、消費するって何でしたっけ？ Consume.
Consume, yeah.
Consume, yeah. Not just consuming, but also making vegetables by their own. So even in the small steps, a small planter and a small compost, it's okay. So gradually, people in the city side also make a vegetable little by little. So, and getting the native seeds from the soil coin community. Okay, so they have more chance to spread their field junkan planter activities. Okay, so our first focus is just enjoy and to increase the population of the people, population for enjoying to grow vegetables more and more.
Amazing.
Yes.
I have nothing to add. That's what we were saying. Is very yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so far, our idea between a relationship between legal currency and soil coin. Now we are thinking about no relationship between legal currency. So soil coin focus on improve the population who enjoy to grow vegetables little by little.
Yeah, at least at this point, we have to learn how to use this money to to junkan without energy. So we have to learn about that, and after that we start to think how to relate it to the currency that we use in the common world.
Yeah, and also soil coin depreciate in a certain time. So for example, we are now making a logic of depreciation. So 1 month and second month gradually depreciate. Yeah.
Because I like that concept of depreciation, right? Because it is like Earth and everything need to renew and be born again, right? But then in blockchain and cryptocurrency, right, people, there's so much speculation, right? So if somebody like want to make investment or support this, right, they also expect some growth, right? And again, I throw out these questions, right, because I'm curious how you approach this, right? And also Karen mentioned, right, is of course, many people skeptical of this new technology, but we can see there's many beautiful ways how it can be used, right? But there's of course a lot of open questions. And I love that you guys are pioneers in this field, right? And make a contribution to the world, right? So I hope we can spread this message and a recording to many people and inspire more people, right? Unfortunately, we reach the end of our session. Those who turn their cameras off, I love for everybody turn their cameras on. Let's take a selfie screenshot with everybody as reminder. So if you can, I know some people maybe in different time zone. For us here is about lunchtime. Japan is at 2:30, I think. If anybody want to join our photo, I give you guys a couple seconds here to turn on your cameras. And again, my deep gratitude for you all sharing with us and inspiring us. And yeah, I hope COVID is over one day so I can finally visit Japan. It's been on my list. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
All
for
right,
your
let
great
me
listening.
take an official photo here, and feel free to take your own screenshots. I gotta see where we can best share it later. When you're ready, 1, 2, 3. Teal. All right, wonderful.
Thank you,
So
Karen.
again,
Thank you,
you all
Christian.
tuning in from Switzerland. I think Christian, you wrote, and Japan, of course. We had Audrey also in China, and Karen, where are you based?
You're mute.
Karen's gone.
New York City.
New York City,
City.
right? Many of us live in
Wow.
such big places. I lived in the United States for 4 years, visited New York like 5 times. So I know how it feels, right? Again, thank you all very much. I'm